This chart right here is why the United States government is shut down. Yep, the famous to some, infamous to others, ACA tax credit subsidies. Let's dive in. Sure, on the left of the chart, you'll see what the ACA subsidies were in the original Obamacare, the way it was signed by Obama in 2010. They only applied to those on an Obamacare marketplace plan that makes between 100% and 400% of the federal poverty level, which is about $16,000 to $64,000 a year today for a single individual. Yeah, so anyone making between that would get a subsidy where their insurance premium payments couldn't exceed a certain percentage of their yearly income. Also, we should note that those making less than 100% of the federal poverty level are eligible for Medicaid and therefore don't use Obamacare. Yes, but then during COVID, to provide emergency relief, Biden signed the American Rescue Plan in 2021 that expanded these subsidies to the chart on the right. Yup, and you'll see it enhanced these subsidies for those making between the 100% and 400%. Yes, but it also removed that 400% cap. So now the government is subsidizing healthcare for people making six figures a year. Well, only if their premium payments exceed 8.5% of their income. And you can see the more one makes, the less likely it is they will receive federal help. Sure, but I think the important point here is this was an emergency enhancement during COVID that the Democrats passed with an expiration date in 2026. So why should we continue an emergency measure when COVID is over? Because now nearly 20 million people depend on these subsidies, and if they go away, millions will see their healthcare prices double and even triple, which will cause millions to no longer be able to afford healthcare, therefore losing coverage. Well, you make it sound cataclysmic, but it'll just go back to the original Obamacare subsidies, the way it was from 2010 to 2021. But this is a perfect example of why our government is $38 trillion in debt. We have a temporary emergency spending program during COVID, and people get hooked on the free money, and politicians don't have the brass to be financially literate and cut it off when the emergency is over. And what you don't see is when you continue to spend money you don't have, all of us end up paying for it through inflation. Because we're talking about healthcare here, life or death, there is nothing more important for a government to spend its money on than this. How about don't do tax cuts for billionaires, and how about cut some foreign aid or the military budget before going after American citizens' healthcare? Where do you think these Obamacare subsidies go? These $335 billion over the next 10 years of enhanced subsidies will go right into the pockets of big insurance companies. They love these subsidies because they get to keep raising prices as the taxpayer keeps footing the bill. Trust me, a lot of us Democrats would prefer to move to a single-payer system, but because of the split government, Obamacare was the best we could do, and it did slow the rate of premium increases and cut the uninsured rate by more than half, but now you want to move backward. I think some Republicans are open to extending the enhanced subsidies to some degree, but I think we can all agree in its current form, Obamacare is a failure. So let's open the government so we can have broader negotiations on how to fix our healthcare system rather than continuing to feed the beast of the failure that is Obamacare. Well, even Marjorie Taylor Greene has come out supporting these subsidies, and she admits your party has no plan on healthcare. So at least for now, we need to prevent the cliff coming on January 1st of millions losing their healthcare, and then we can open the government. You're not in charge here, bud. You lost the election. I thought it was the Democrats' shutdown. All right.